Okay, heads up. We gonna go. We gonna go. Just live on my phone. I can't go live on the laptop. I don't know what's going on. I'll deal with that later. Going through battle fatigue. Y'all can. Let me know you ready. Yeah. I'm going live now. Okay. You can start with me. All right. Heads up, eyes open, and fists clench, y'all. We like to load for another episode of Freedom All Radio here at Intellectual Radio. You can call in, tune in with us. Let me get this up. This PSA, People Service announcement out the door. This is not blog. We are not on Blog Talk anymore. And you can't call in unless just on the show at this time period 708-223-8953. I'm not on Instagram or Facebook. We'll deal with that later because some technical difficulties. But battle fatigue is for real. It's for real. Yes, indeed. We're gonna go right in. Got a couple of subject matters to go right into. I want to give a clenched fist salute to the phenomenal article. Forgive me, I can't remember our sister's name. Chicago Defender. Marcine. Forgive me, I'm forgetting her name right now. Y'all, I don't know my man. Phenomenal article. I'm gonna talk about that. What else? The case of the twins who were murdered in Georgia, and the fireman has been charged. And what else? Another case of this. We have a call. We have a call in queue. My hearing that. Welcome to Freedom All Radio. Let's go with it. Let people know we on live on Intellectual Radio.com on YouTube, and also live here on Chairman Fred Jr. Thank you. Welcome, caller. Welcome, Freedom All Radio. Who we have in the building? Welcome, Freedom All Radio. Who we have here?
Normando Richmond from Toronto. How you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm all right. Battle fatigue. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you called. You might can help carry some of this weight because you're pretty well informed listener and call in. So, you know, I ain't gonna jive you. You know what I'm saying? Be up front, kind of drained. I ain't gonna be up front with you, man. Battle fatigue is for real, man. I ain't gonna cry the blues because I'm not gonna cry the blues because ain't no music playing. But
you coming back from Nigeria and Ghana?
No, just hit Ghana. I was unable to hit Nigeria this time, and some other places I was unable to hit touchdown. I was supposed to go. I had a commitment. I had to come back from the memorial service for Brother Bilal Sunni Ali in Atlanta, Georgia. Then hit the ground. Us been back, have not stopped moving. Atlanta, Georgia. A couple more places we had to go stop in, and just got back from Metro State in Minnesota. The memorial for Dante Wright and other victims of police terrorism spoke there in Minnesota. You know, so phenomenal. Clenched fist salute to all the forces that get to pull that together. But I was, yes, definitely in Ghana, in Africa, and was supposed to go to some other parts of Africa. You know, there's hot spots popping up everywhere. But again, I had to get back this way, and looking forward to getting back that way myself. Well, go ahead, brother. Talk to me.
Oh no, I've been to Ghana and to Nigeria. Have you ever been to the Kalakuta Republic, Fela's house?
One more time, comrade. Say it again.
The Kalakuta Republic. That was Fela's cause. That's the Kalakuta prison. Fela named his house the Kalakuta Republic. Have you ever been there?
No, that's in Nigeria.
Yeah, Lagos. Yeah, Fela's house. Yeah.
I have not been Nigeria, but that's I definitely have to go there. That's Fela Kuti's. That's his house, huh?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
That's
where his mother got thrown out of the building, thrown out on the second floor, and she died as a result of that.
I'll give you a little background on that. I probably remember. Like I say, I'm kind of off base today. But yeah, his mother was thrown out the building.
His Nigeria to drive a car. She was close to Chairman Mao Zedong.
Hmm.
She was his rock in terms of she really politicized Fela. And I think it was the Go On, one of those one of the governments actually threw his mother out of the second floor of the house, and she passed away as a result of that. Yeah.
Around how was Fela around this time? Like what time period was this?
I think Fela might have been in his 40s or 30s. Yeah.
You know, it's coming back to me though. But that's ironically, I was going through some old archives, and it came across. I was having a discussion about even Dr. King's mother's assassination. Yeah, you know, a lot of people went here to Dr. King. And actually inside the church, right? Dr. King's mother, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Yeah. That's what time period was that? Help me out. Tag team with me. What time period was that?
I think that was in the that was after King had passed. I think. Wait a minute. I think that was after King was killed himself.
I know his brother. They took his brother out after he was after they assassinated King, Dr. King.
I'm having some brain fog here, but yeah, his brother was killed
in the swimming pool.
Him, I believe. Yes, right.
After post King assassination. Yeah, and that's something to put it in context, like even family members and so on and so. Yeah.
Well, King was a lot of people don't realize that Dr. King went to Africa before Malcolm.
He was 19. He was there in 57, right? The Ghana independence.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
He's at Independence Square. In fact, when he got there, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, when he heard him speak, and then that came like a template that inspired him, even with the March on Washington, that whole setup. That when he heard Dr. Kwame Nkrumah speak at Independence Square, I think it was a square.
Yeah, but what happened was he went to Nigeria and came down with malaria and had to come back to the United States. Yeah.
Oh, this is that. Okay, when he left Ghana, he went to Nigeria. Came with malaria.
Yeah, and that came down with malaria and had to come back to the United States. Right.
Yes, and this was 1957. Yeah.
Sure, exactly.
Okay, you waking my brain. Yes, waking my brain up. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Yeah, I talked about. I went to the square before I left this time. Went to also Tema, which is right next to Accra. Accra being the capital of Ghana, but Tema, unbeknownst to a lot of people, that was like with Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. That was like his. I mean, his designated city. That was like his city, Tema.
Exactly. I think that might. Yeah, I think Kingston and Accra. I think they might have been twin, or there was a link between Kingston, Jamaica, and Atlanta, Georgia, and Accra, Ghana. Some kind of way they were all linked up.
Okay, but no, it's a place. Tema, TEMA, was right next to Accra.
Yes, sir.
And and they were talking about even how some of the conditions there is intentional, because they try to salt the earth. Being the connection that Dr. Kwame Nkrumah had with Tema.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dr. King. Dr. King wrote many of his books. He spent a lot of time in Jamaica, and there was a speech Dr. King made after he came back from Ghana. It's about maybe 2 hours long, and Dr. King he gave you the whole history of the whole African continent. Contrary to popular belief, King knew a lot about Africa.
Oh, he's very, very intelligent, very well read. Like even his analysis, the different, political ideologies from Marx, Engels. The critiquing. It was phenomenal. The state, they let them tell it. It was one speech. I have a dream speech he made.
But what's funny about Dr. King basically said, the major problem he had with Karl Marx was the fact that was an atheist, but he says economic policies, he said
Yeah.
right on as far as his critique of capitalism.
Yeah.
He said he had absolutely no problem with that at all.
What time? You sure did. What time period was we looking at? He was in Jamaica.
He wrote most of his. He went to Jamaica many times. We used to go to Jamaica and write his books.
Oh, give me, man. Wow, I'm gonna have to go sit down. And do my writing, write my book. I'm gonna go sit down somewhere. Yeah, dig that.
He spent a lot of time in Jamaica, and I think he made them go take him to Marcus Garvey's grave. He wanted to see Marcus Garvey's grave. Yeah, because he talked about Garvey. He really talked about Marcus Garvey very positively. He talked about Marcus.
Well, I know now who else, okay, like who wrote with Dr. King's book. I know, okay, with Malcolm, Haley, Alice Haley was, saying like writing, but who else? Two questions. Who else? Who are some of the writers with Dr. King on his book?
His brother's name. I know Andrew Young didn't have anything to do with it.
Right, no, right.
I guess it came out, but he didn't think too much about Mr. Young. He thought Andrew was basically. He sent Andrew to talk to the Europeans. Because yeah. But
And, it's interesting. I say you need forces of all walks of life. I tell people like to move around different arenas. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting. Yeah, I was just commenting about that.
I think who worked with King was a brother by the name. I think his name was Odell or O'Neill. Odell. He was close to the CP or in the CP, and he died in Vancouver, Canada. He did a lot of work for King, and the FBI made him told him to stay away from O'Neill. And I think they had a relationship, but the relationship was like kind of under. They kept it under wraps. But King publicly said he was privately he was a democratic socialist. He said that straight up that I'm a democratic socialist, and a lot of the people in his organization, they weren't even down with Fabian socialism. Which Fabian socialism that's the softest form of socialism that you can have.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but
What about now Malcolm? Malcolm X, okay, like, okay, what part was he in Harlem? Like a lot of, with the dialogue with when Alice Hayes was taking notes, was he most in the States? Or did he write? Was he abroad when he did some writing? Or most of his stuff was done.
In terms of I think he interviewed Malcolm all the time. I think in the United States, I believe he was always in the United States. Yeah. But I don't know that But I think after that, Haley went to Gambia, I believe, and wrote Gambia. That's your roots, right? Gambia, right?
Oh, actually, Gabon and Niger.
Gabon.
Gabon.
I'm sorry.
Gabon and Niger.
Yeah. No. What's Niger? So you're part of the CEO folks, huh?
Yeah. Niger I think on my paternal. I think Gabon on my maternal. Gabon.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Malcolm. Malcolm. And I think he wrote most of his stuff. Well, told it to Alex Haley. Yeah. To Alex Haley. But I think I think Haley went to Africa after Malcolm had passed away. But then again, let me shut up because he was a seaman. He was in the Coast Guard, so he could have went to he could have been he may have been to did some international travel even before that, because I understand he used to write love letters for the brothers, because he had a way with. He had to get to Gab, and I guess he could use that pen.
Who you talking about, Haley?
Alex Haley, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Speak.
he would putting them Smokey Robinson lyrics down to them telling the brothers sending them love letters to them brothers women,
Yeah. Before I touch on, okay, I'll be notified. I'll get some calls, other calls calling in, so I can hear when they click in.
No, yeah, let me shut up. You and
No,
I,
no. I want to tag.
we could talk. You got other callers. Yeah, let me shut
No,
up.
no. They never call. That's what I'm saying. It'll ring when other callers calling. Right? Correct. I can hear it.
You'll hear it.
Okay, I hear it. No. I need your energy for a minute because I told you I got a little battle fatigue. I need a tag team with you for a minute. What you take? I don't know if you hear about in the States. Well, hold on. While I got you here, matter of fact, your assessment on in regards like the tariffs and what's going on in particular, Canada's response and what's going on and how and I think like even here domestically, they say like even just in response to, in addition to the deportations, is something that's going down about the rescinding of federal funding to the Trump administration talking about different cities, but also I think it was a call to Harvard University, and I think it was announced today that Harvard was saying they're going to stand their ground. People say, oh, they proud, that's courageous, but also in the same conversation they talking about how the amount of resources that Harvard has, and what I'm saying, and I think they say 7 past presidents, even went there, and that's to put it in context. A lot of times people, they see people do certain stances or whatever, because that fear factor with the loss of resources, it doesn't hit home with them. They don't have to buckle down with that. But what's your assessment in regards to these tariffs? What's happening? Canada's position, China, and I definitely want to touch on what's happening. In Africa, and the discussions happening there.
He's alienated everybody. He's alienated the conservative party, which is like the Republican Party, and the Liberal Party, which is like the Democratic Party. And you have like a Green Party here, and you got a New Democratic Party, which is like Social Democrats. He's alienated all of them. This 51st statement talk, that has alienated everybody. And the tariffs, I guess he's basically backed off of the tariffs thing because it looks like the tariffs are hurting. Not only hurting people in Canada, they're actually hurting people in Trump's backyard. Not to mention what's taking place in the Caribbean and in Africa. So he is basically public enemy number one worldwide, and the Chinese are laughing at him.
Yeah, they responded with hitting back with some tariffs on their products, U.S. products coming to China. And then they increased it. I forgot what it would be, and basically, well, you say you thought it was the word was he's backing up. Last thing I seen, like he's pushing the line harder.
In terms of but the last thing I understand, he had basically like taken a pause. Is that what you heard? He's like.
Oh no! What I did hear, it was like he.
A 30-day. He's gonna look at
no, it was a 30-day or 90. 30-day. But no, but it wasn't a blanket. It wasn't a blanket overall position. In fact, he said, for the exception of China, it was like a good cop, bad cop. He was saying he gonna reward those who didn't, didn't fight, didn't challenge him, and he said he's gonna get him like a 30. It was a 30 or 90-day pause.
Yeah, but this guy, as you know, and your listeners know, this guy says one thing one day and something else the next day. He's like what you see, puts his hand up and there, which way the wind blows. He's that type of guy.
And it said like even Musk, Elon Musk has said something like he wished there would be no tariffs of the country. But what's what's ain't nothing bad, ain't nothing all good. But what's interesting when I said it's like even the political dialogue or the political conscience level is it's heightening. You know what I'm saying? Under these times, because ain't nothing new under the sun, including these tariffs. Like a lot of people just even talking about tariffs now, but the U.S. has been had, not the U.S. Different countries. You know what I'm saying? A lot like these tariffs, like taxing people to bring their products in. This is something that's been happening. You know what I'm saying? It's a business. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how long it go back, but even though he's doing it on steroids, it's even bringing light to something that a lot of people, it's something that was not, was not even talked about. In a similar spirit to like even discussion of deportation. A lot of people know that Obama actually was known as the what is it, chief?
He's the deporter in chief.
That was the term they used, deporter in chief. That actually under Obama, because it was more blatant. It was more blatant than the Trump administration. You know what I'm saying? So Obama. Trump said, I think he's going to surpass the amount of deportations that Obama did. So, but a lot of people didn't even know it happened. It's kind of like when I think it was some major mainstream media was covering something. They discovered the cages where they were detaining the immigrants, and they said, "What is this?" Like they cracked some big case. His response was, he said, "Hey, them cages been out there since the Jimmy Carter administration. There ain't nothing new." You know what I'm saying? So it's like
exactly.
it's a light on it. That's so it's kind of like I said, like the Nixon, the arrogance that Nixon tenure where Nixon called. Before Nixon, Kennedy. Kennedy. He authorized his brother Robert Kennedy to wiretap Dr. King, was Attorney General.
Right.
But Nixon was so bold. Nixon said wiretap his joint, the whole White House. They say, "Sir, this is what you live in." He said, "Man, wiretap everything, including itself." That's where Watergate tapes come from. You know what I'm saying? So it be so. They say like it's like the old term, a pig eat everything, man. Including the pig. You know what I'm saying? So the arrogance, it's bad, but it's good. It's bad, but it's good. What have you been hearing about this? All of these different cases that's happening in this calls and discussions. The big thing about these two young brothers in Georgia who were found in the mountains, and they were murdered. And later on, it was a white fireman who was not charged with the murder. I don't think he was charged with passing the photos. I think are the actual cadavers, their bodies, and he was on social media.
This is the first I'm hearing about that.
Yeah, it's these these twins, late teens twins. They were traveling, and their mother. And then initially, in the state of Georgia, they tried to. Their response was there was a murder suicide. When saying one of them supposed these are twins, they tried to say that one of them killed the other one, and he killed himself. And the family wasn't going for that, at all through the door. So then a big response with it. It's sweeping. I forgot these young brothers' name, but I can say it's a white fireman who. He or former fireman. Matter of fact, I think he's a former fireman. Matter of fact, I think he was one of the volunteer firemen. It's kind of like that George Zimmerman. You know what I'm saying? Who couldn't actually make it? With the police and the fire department. You know what I'm saying? And so, so this guy, right. In many cases, they could be more dangerous than the actual official pigs. Because they get them complexes, combined with that. So that's been hot. Then all of a sudden, ironically, it's a case pop up. I forgot where this was at. This case. Ironically, his name is it's with a K as opposed to Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo, yeah.
So you heard about that one?
That's all over the news. Yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting. You heard about that, but you didn't hear about the one with the two brothers missing. That's interesting.
I haven't heard about
And a lot of people
So I,
suspect the timing of
yeah.
it is to cover these white twins. At first, they would say they were both murdered, but they say now one of them got murdered. But the young brother on the case, they say it was self defense. So they was fighting to get him out. He's got released on appeal. I mean, not an appeal bond, but a bond for self defense to date. But it's been real hot, and it's kind of interesting the timing that this case occurred with him.
There's a lot. I've been hearing a lot about that Carmelo
Wow,
Anthony situation
wow.
because it looks like he's coming from his family seems to be pretty tight. When I say tight, they know what time it is.
Yeah, like I say, this interest. A lot of people saying, man, this the interest again, the timing that it came, right after this other. But yeah, check out this other case. The twin, the brothers, who found missing, and what else? There's another case. Something else I want to talk to you about. Well, I got you. Tariffs, Africa. I want you to get this article. I want to commend again this article that the Chicago Defender. Also, the Guardian did a piece, and I don't know if it's a one series, it's a one part series or what. A lot of the children, the Black Panther partners, we're gonna have them on as guests, talking to them about that.
I saw that, but I didn't get a chance to read it. I did see that.
Okay, and it's a spinoff from the Chicago Defender. They came and interviewed me. And it's like a spinoff from that, and we sat down, we dialogue. I was really impressed with this young sister, the journalist, and the brother that did the video. I really was impressed with them, and we had just met. They had I'm not going to different subjects. They had a premiere for this movie Sinners, one of the latest production from the Coogler team, Ryan Coogler, his wife Zinzi, and others. And it's a horror movie, but that character Ryan Coogler is a genius still. I didn't get to see the whole movie. I got there late running, but they think it's supposed to be released on the 18th, and it was some good energy there. But speaking,
the horror movie. When you said the horror movie, I keep on thinking about Mama Walday. I'm thinking about Blackula.
What was what time period was that?
William Marshall and Vanetta McGee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This touches on. I want to touch on some stuff to touch on without giving it away. This Sinners, it touches on the blues, the music, the music industry. So I'm definitely want to follow up with you on your take on it. It definitely it's a horror. It's a horror movie, kind of like you see some of the elements of that Walking Dead, Body Snatchers, but the dynamic of the soul of our music, the blues in particular. It's a lot of discussion about the music in particular. So I definitely would love to touch back with you and get your take on it. You know what I'm saying? It goes into that the music industry, but in an entertaining way.
Oh, definitely. I'm glad you pulled my coat. Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, Sinners. That Ryan Coogler he's a phenomenon. Stephen Lynn in the building. I see you in the building. Let people know on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook today that we are live on YouTube. We're live on YouTube. I got some people coming in too, and a couple of things later on about this these trips to Africa, and this other mobilization they're doing. This brother about this health food store in Maywood. They're gonna be working on some different dynamics. They're gonna be calling in, but they don't. But what's your take on this energy? This happening in Africa. It's ever developing.
Well, I think as Mr. Muhammad used to say, his time is up.
Man, hey.
The brothers and sisters in Africa the sister in Namibia.
Yes.
Got a female, got a woman president.
Yes, and she's yeah.
You got the Sahel. You got Traore and
yes.
Mali, Burkina Faso. He's
Now,
carrying on in the tradition of Thomas
Sankara.
Yeah.
And if you can, you mentioned we talked. Dr. King was brought. What that time period? that time period. Do you see the similarities? Like, okay, when Dr. King went to Africa, and even later on, Malcolm went to Malcolm X went to Africa. And they talked about like the sweeping discussions, and it was like energy that was sweeping. I mean, was crossing colonial borders, and that time period. You had, I mean, even that time period with the Thomas Sankara's and the likes, and so every day, like I just seen something today. I think was, I think the president of Chad. I think he came.
Sir.
I think he told the French he gave the French they exit papers also. I think this just happened recently.
Right.
And every day you hear something ever developing. You mentioned Nabia, and it was something she did. The president in regards to the friendship, the French told them they can leave, and but it's like every day, and I mean every day, and just
You know what we're forgetting about is Robert Williams went to Cuba and China years ago. I mean, then he came back. Later on he went to Africa, but Rob, that international situation. I remember they told. I don't know if a lot of people don't realize that, but Robert had this radio show called
yes, Type Dixie. What was it? Radio Free Dixie, was it?
Radio Free Dixie.
Radio Free Dixie.
And his theme song was "I've Got a Lover Way Over There." He would open up with that, Smokey Robinson.
Yeah. What was What was the song he opened up with?
Way over there, I've got a lover way. Smokey and the Miracles.
I always get you see. I'm glad. And see, I told terms like revolutionary culture, revolutionary climate. Everything from the music, like what I'm saying. That I mean, it's not just the military aspects of it. What I'm saying. What's the song that Marcus Garvey was sent when he was locked up in prison in Atlanta? I think he wrote this song, "Be Cool." It was a song, "Be Cool." It's a song that Marcus Garvey, he might have wrote that song. It's called "Be Cool," but you put like even in Burkina Faso, where you hear about the moves being made from getting rid of the wigs, the white wig, the courts, because you think about it and look back and say, damn, that's crazy. Why, what I'm saying, these actual, white people wigs, what I'm saying, but it's political, what I'm saying, the images, the music, everything, and you see this being addressed. I'm talking, you can smell that revolutionary period, that revolutionary culture, that climate, revolutionary climate, and it's, man, it's energizing because I've often said I'm glad this took quoted me right. I just can't stop mentioning her in this article. This was one of the best interviews I've done. Up to the quotes were correct. Cause I tell people I do a lot of interviews with people. They come in, they have their own agenda, and also a lot of times people really I get passionate, I get talking fast, but a lot of people can't even relate. And it was like she does some research, actual research on me, and I say like we say stuff like we need to be policed by our own communities, our representation from our own community. It's not a racist statement. Some people, are incapable of even relating to us. I tip like we fight. One of the points of the Black Panther Party was to be judged by a jury of our own peers. They put us around people, white or colored, who really cannot connect to us if they wanted to. But I was saying, I commented in an article that was a revolutionary and reactionary times, and it's one thing, as individual be, armed and committed to the struggle, but I'd seen a comment from Captain Ibrahim, President Traore, who said something like about the soldiers, like it was acknowledging the battle of the family, the importance of because a lot of times, people be in combat, they be out there on the battlefield, and they worried about what's going on with the family, so on and so forth. So he really is on it. I'm talking about, that's the climate. You can just see. I seen pictures of people in other parts, and they white. You can see they might have they don't have no resources, but no finance. I'm saying, no money or whatever. There's resources there, but they'll take a rag and wipe off the picture of Captain Ibrahim with a pride. What I'm saying? It's when he walk in, the dignity, the pride. You know, I tell people, I say it's a phenomenal view. It's a phenomenal view. Phenomenal view. Yeah.
He's only 37 years old too.
Yeah, and actually say he was born the same year that Thomas Sankara was assassinated.
Mm.
Yeah, excuse me, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, before we get off this phone, there was a brother by the name of Smokey from Burkina Faso. He's been out there for a long time. His name is Serge Bombara, but he uses the name Smokey. Burkina Faso. There's videos about him. It may even be a film. But he's a bad brother.
Smokey, what else his name is? What else they call him?
It's Smokey.
Okay. I'm gonna check him out. Man.
Serge Bombara is his I guess his birth name, but he spells his name Smockey. I think that's Smokey.
Okay.
Check him out. Definitely check him out. He's been out there for a minute.
Yes,
There may
indeed.
even be a film. There may have even been a film about him, I believe.
Okay. I'm definitely check that out. Definitely gonna check that out. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
So I guess you want to get to the other callers, I guess now.
I think, man, brother. I thought someone called in. I thought it was. But I appreciate you because I'm telling you,